anything like this in New Mexico or actually anywhere in American courtrooms.
Hiding evidence, being untruthful. That's how legal experts describe the actions of law enforcement. It caused a judge to dismiss charges against Alec Baldwin and is now the argument to do the same for Gutierrez Reed.
Tonight in the Target 7 investigation, we examine what was said moments before the Baldwin case was tossed and why some careers could be affected by it. Here's Cristiana Ramos.
Dismissal with prejudice is warranted to ensure the integrity of the judicial system and the efficient administration of justice.
These were part of the shocking statements from Santa Fe County District Court Judge Mary Marlo Sommers.
Ms. Morrissey was aware of the new evidence and yet did not make an effort to disclose it to defense. The state's willful withholding of this information was intentional and deliberate. If this conduct does not rise to the level of bad faith, it certainly comes so near to bad faith as to show signs of scorching prejudice.
Alec Baldwin breaking down in tears as the judge announced she was dismissing involuntary manslaughter charges against him that could have sent him to prison for 18 months.
Your motion to dismiss with prejudice is granted.
So what got us here?
It's a Perry Mason moment, basically, the kind of thing you rarely see in courtrooms.
This is how KOAT legal expert John Day describes it.
But it's the moment when you think the judge has realized that people are not telling her the truth, that people are essentially dissembling and lying to her.
Let's back up. Hours before the judge dismissed the case, it was revealed that following the trial of armorer Hannah Gutierrez Reed, a retired police officer and friend of her father came to the sheriff's office. He said he had ammo he believed was connected to the case. The defense says they were never told about it. The question to the evidence tech, who got the ammo?
You put it under a different case number.
Yes, as I was instructed to do so. I believe it was the following month that the report was made.
And Special Prosecutor Carrie Morrissey saying this.
I've never seen these and I never saw the report. I have absolutely never seen these until this morning.
All right.
I've never seen the report.
This was hidden from us. You do know that.
This was not hidden.
This was not hidden?
This was under a case number. It was documented. I was instructed to document it under this case number.
The judge wanting to see the evidence herself.
Starline Brass 45 Colt.
And her asking these questions to the lead detective.
It still looks similar to what was on Rust.
Yes, yes.
It looks similar to these on Rust.
For the dummies, yes.
Yes, it looks similar to dummies on Rust.
Dummies, but not live.
Okay, I understand your distinction on live. But they still look similar. That one, the third one from the left, still looks similar to dummies on Rust.
The entire time, the special prosecutor had said she was unaware the ammunition was put under a different case number. The judge wanted to know for sure.
May I ask this question?
Sure.
When you say that there were discussions and the decision was made by all of you to put that ammo in a separate file, right? Is that correct? You said that?
Yes, ma'am.
Was Ms. Morrissey part of that discussion?
Yes.
Thank you.
She asks direct questions about whether this decision to essentially hide this evidence from the defense was made by prosecutors and law enforcement, and the detective basically says yes.
Then the special prosecutor taking the stand.
And I said, great, do that. I was not aware at that point in time that a doc report would not have the same case number as Rust. I was not aware at that point in time that it would not be linked to the Rust case number.
So what happens now? Day says law enforcement involved in the case could have problems.
A lot of respects, their career might be over, at least as far as testifying in a court of law.
As for the special prosecutor, Carrie Morrissey.
Judges who witness what they think is unprofessional conduct have actually an obligation to report lawyers. Anyone who's a lawyer has an obligation to file a disciplinary complaint about another lawyer.
And we might be back in court again.
Wouldn't surprise me if the special prosecutors, the sheriff's office, anyone who's involved in the law enforcement side is the target of civil litigation.
For Target 7, I'm Cristiana Ramos.
And Target 7 reached out to Morrissey. In a series of emails, she told us it's not fair to say evidence was hidden since the defense knew about it and they were the ones asking the case to be dismissed. She also said there was a misunderstanding between herself and the lead investigator on the case. If you have tips for Target 7, call the Target 7 tip line 505-884-6347 or email newstips@koat.com.